darlings. Today we're going to talk about how I've been doing a year of yoga with Adriene. So it's probably been longer than a year, but I'm just going to say a year because time is tricky. So I first heard about yoga with Adriene, I think just from random friends. They would mention her and I was like, who? What? What? I'm like, oh, okay, I don't know. And then I think I tried a few of her yogas here and there. I was like, oh, I think I like this. This is a good time. And then I saw one of her 30-day yoga journeys. So I think it's every January, she puts out these awesome month-long yoga challenge, not really a challenge, but this journey of new yoga videos for like 30 days. And they're pretty awesome. And so I did one of them. I was like, okay, I'm going to commit to this. And I was kind of hooked. I was like, ooh, I really see the benefits. So I decided to do yoga every day. But as that happened, I was just picking random yoga videos of hers and started going shorter and shorter and shorter. So I eventually was doing ones that were like 5 or 7 minutes because I'm like, I'm busy. This is fine. And then I was like, I need to stop doing that. And then I don't know how, if she said it in one of her videos or where it came up, of the yoga calendars that she puts out. So each month she'll have a calendar of suggested videos following the theme of the month. And I was like, ooh, I'm going to follow this because that will make sure that I'm doing yoga of all different lengths. But the cool thing about that too is that it makes me try out different yoga videos that I normally wouldn't try out. So there's like yoga for chefs or yoga for a broken heart. I mean, I suppose that could work sometimes. But it's been helpful and awesome. And so I'm going to talk about the benefits. So one, just seeing progress is so exciting. So I can see progress in a few different ways. So one, obviously getting stronger. So I remember when I first started, I'd be doing like downward dog, and you'd go into 3-legged dog, and then you like kind of do this plank thing and bring your elbow to your knee to your elbow rather. And I would find that really difficult. And now I don't find it like a walk in the park, but it is definitely easier than it used to be. So it's like so cool to be able to do that stuff or be able to do some of the chaturangas. They're not as bad, or even other things other than strength. So stuff like if you're, in downward dog, and then you like bring your leg up to do a lunge, I would have a really difficult time doing that. I'd have to like drag my leg up with my arm or do like this weird spider move. And now I can get it up there pretty easily. I've also seen some improvements in flexibility, but a caveat to this, I do also gravity yoga most nights. So that is where you're holding some different poses for like several minutes. So between that and yoga with Adriene, I've gotten definitely a lot more flexible. So I can like press my palms to the floor when I'm doing forward folds and things like that I wasn't able to do before. When I'm doing downward dogs, I can put my heels on the floor depending on how wide my downward dog is. But it's so exciting seeing increased flexibility. There were some poses that were very uncomfortable because whatever, like my hips can be tight, and they've gotten a little bit less tight, so that's exciting. There's poses that are more bearable when before they were excruciating. It's also fun to see how much more into poses I can get, because when you're starting, there's so much to focus on. So it's like, okay, what do I focus on? What do I do? Because every pose, there's so many different nuances. So the more you do it, the more nuances you can get and the more you can really be into it. So that's so exciting. Another thing is having a little bit less monkey mind. So I find that I'm generally slightly better at paying attention to my breath and being more in the moment. Now I still have those times where I'm just like everywhere and my brain is like all over the place, but definitely getting better. Second thing that's awesome about yoga with Adriene is Benji. So that is her dog. He's a blue heeler, I believe, a cattle dog. And I love Benji because he is so chill. I have a heeler mix and she is not chill. And I'm always wondering how Benji is just laying there, so calm. I'm like, how do you do it, Adriene? And it's very adorable because she's like, oh, like, I'll give Benji a pet for you. Or if you have a pet in front of you, why don't you pet your pet? And sometimes I do, and it makes me happy because I'm like, oh, I get to join in. So Benji's awesome. Third thing that I like is just her attitude. She is so warm and accepting and non-judgmental and is really thinking about all the different kinds of people that are following the journey with her. And she generally makes me laugh almost every single video. So if she says something that could be taken as a little suggestive, she usually throws out a "heyo," and it makes me giggle like a 12-year-old boy every time. Sometimes she randomly sings, and that makes me happy. And sometimes I sing along, even if I don't know the song, but it'll be something where she's done it enough or I've seen the video before. Because there's the, something about taking a breath, and then there's like the make a wish and blow out the candlelight. Like, I don't know the song, but I sing it with her every time. Heck yeah, I do. So yeah, I love the singing. Randomly, if she talks about her Texas tea, like Texas tea, or she just randomly is like Texas, I'm just like, I don't know what that's about, because I think she's from Texas, but I'm like, I'm here for it. I am very here for it. It always makes me happy. Or there's knocking on heaven's door, or you're I don't know, twisting around and you get in some booty slaps. That's a good time. So yeah, I just love her attitude and how she makes me laugh, and it's great. So I'm sure there's other benefits, like a little bit more mental clarity. Another one I was going to talk about is just being more aligned. So I have a weird day where I'm both sedentary randomly, where I'm sitting and I'm writing, or I'm like standing and I'm narrating, but like I tend to want to tense up, and so I'm constantly trying to not do that. And then I'm moving and walking a lot during the day, so it's all over what I'm doing, but it's all things that can cause some tension and imbalance in my body. And so being able to do daily yoga is awesome for that, because I feel like it just helps get me back into alignment. So does my yoga swing over there. That thing's awesome. So yeah, it just puts everything back into balance. Another benefit is I just had it in my head and it went away. That's always fun. I like that happening. Oh, being more aware of your body, or my body, rather. Because like I said, if I'm narrating or things like that, and I'm like, I'll tend to tense up a little bit, and so it does remind me to relax and to take some weight in my elbows, to lengthen my tailbone down, and just different things that make me feel better and not just like this weird hunchback monster. Or same thing for just sitting up tall, or if I'm just standing around, like trying to be more in mountain pose. It's definitely helped with my posture. So there's all sorts of giant benefits. So yeah, I'm so thankful for her every single day. If you are interested in the slightest in yoga, I definitely recommend trying her out. It's super cool because she has so many followers. So usually if you're doing one of her videos, somebody else is doing it with you. So that is so cool. It feels like a little community. So I'm tired. I'm going to go to bed. I hope you have a good one. Namaste.